Hey, want to check out the scariest roads in the world where strange things happen to people? Here we go! Rumor has it there's a mysterious road in Mexico where at least 17 people have disappeared without a trace. Authorities call it the road to nowhere because it leads to the mountain and then turns into a dead end, not even a McDonald's. Plus, on both sides of the road, there are deserts stretching for miles. Sometimes solo drivers, sometimes families, they all disappear. Their cars vanish with them. Authorities mention a cafe by the road where the tourists stop by to grab a bite. One day, a family of 4 entered this cafe. The waiter overheard a conversation between the husband and wife. Millie Waldrout suggested exploring the area and the scenery. Tom Waldrout wanted to rest and drink his coffee. So, Millie took their son and daughter for a short ride. She said they'd be back in an hour. They never returned. Is it true? Decide for yourself. Interstate 80 in the United States is a place where scary things happen on a regular basis. Now, this particular part of the highway is in the northern part of Nevada. This area is known to have some of the most unforgiving and lifeless areas in the entire country. Imagine traveling there. Sometimes there's nothing around but a desert and tumbleweed. You could drive for hours and never see another vehicle or person. So, this part of I-80 has a well-deserved nickname, the Big Lonely. One of the people gone missing there is Patrick Carnes, an 86-year-old veteran. Before his disappearance, a police officer stopped him on the highway. His dog was with him in the car. Later on, his dog was seen in working order on the side of the road. Carnes and his dog were nowhere to be found. This incident happened in 2011, not so long ago. Another missing person was 73-year-old Nan Dixon. She was on her way to visit her brother. At that time, she didn't know she would never arrive there. She went missing in 1978. Her car was eventually found in 1982. Authorities never solved the case. There was also 62-year-old Judith Casita. She disappeared in the same area in 2006. She was last seen in the Lovelock, Nevada McDonald's. Miss Casita hasn't been found either. Over the past 3 decades, hundreds of missing disappearances and a string of unsolved incidents have been reported along I-80. Some evidence was found there, but it wasn't enough to find out who it belonged to. Route 29 in Virginia got its fair share of mysterious disappearances too. Since 1996, there's been an unusually high number of missing person cases involving young women. Alicia Showalter Reynolds disappeared in March of 1996. It started as a regular day for her. She was going to meet with her mother and go shopping. Her car was found on the side of Route 29. She was never found alive. No one knows who did it. In the following weeks, other women reported a strange man trying to convince them to go to Route 29. Police released a sketch and received more than 10,000 tips, yet they never found the suspect. The disappearances continued in the following years. For instance, 5 young women disappeared in 5 years between 2009 and 2014. Investigators said they were looking into the connections between the cases. The next one is the Trail of Tears, officially Highway 16 in Canada. It all started with the disappearance of Gloria Moody in 1969. She was last seen attending a party. After all these years, despite all efforts, people still regularly go missing there. It's believed that the last case dates back to 2011. Madison Scott was camping. Her tent and car were found, but Madison has never been seen again. The next road is the Appalachian Trail in the United States. This trail is a part of the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Maybe because of its beauty, it's one of the most visited parks in the country. Around 10 million people come there each year. But some of those who drive or hike along the Appalachian Trail never get the chance to leave the park. Take a look at this case. In 1969, several families were camping in the park for Father's Day. Unfortunately, one boy, Dennis Martin, disappeared without a trace during this outing. Over 1,300 people searched the area, but it didn't help. No one found any clues. 7 years later, Trenny Lynn Gibson vanished in the area too. She was with a large group of fellow students and teachers. They were all hiking together on the same trail. She was the only one to disappear. There were other people in front of and behind Trenny. Strangely, no one saw her. Her disappearance remains unsolved. There's another person who went missing on the trail, too. These 3 people disappeared under totally different circumstances, so the authorities think there's no connection between these incidents. The Flinders Highway in Australia happens to be another place where people mysteriously go missing. On this road, people who disappear often get found, but it's usually too late for them. There have been several cases reported over the years. It started in 1970, and the last case happened in 2017. From hitchhikers to elementary students, the scope is wide. The highway stretches 560 miles. The size of the search area doesn't help the authorities either. Only 2 people were charged for some of the incidents. Neither made it to the trials. But what if it wasn't them, and there was someone else all along? Why did the crime stop? Was the person responsible for it in jail? Did they go underground? Or are they still out there, waiting for something? The next one isn't a lonely, abandoned road in the middle of nowhere. It's a beautiful national park in the U.S. Despite being a natural beauty, Yosemite National Park gained fame for being one of the most mysterious parks in the world. Here, too, people keep disappearing into thin air. There are many theories explaining these cases. Some people even blame supernatural creatures like spirits. But one thing is definite, something is off there. Too many people have gone missing in the park. Speaking of supernatural phenomena, here is a haunted road from the U.S. and the chilling story behind it. I'm talking about Aroostook County Route, short for Route 2A in Maine. Route 2A's conditions are quite dangerous. The road has sharp turns and gets covered with ice and snow during the winter. On top of that, drivers have reported seeing the ghost of a girl on the side of the road. Another version is that they see a woman begging drivers to help her husband. When the driver gets out of their car and tries to approach her, poof, she disappears. Many truckers weren't lucky enough to complete this route safely. And truckers weren't the only ones. The spookiness of the road even inspired a song. Number 9 is Riverview Drive in New Jersey. The road is known as Annie's Road. The name comes from the supposed ghost of a woman named, you guessed it, Annie. Legend has it she was involved in a truck accident on her prom night in the 1960s. Some motorists reported having heard someone screaming there. Then, mysterious fog filled the air. It appeared out of nowhere. Plus, they claimed to have interference on their phones. Another haunted place is Harewood Road in Chesterfield, UK. This 3-mile-long lane is known for phantom monks. Rumor has it that some monks went to Harewood Grange to work the land as a punishment for misbehaving. The area has other scary places too. Abandoned Hunger Hill pumping station is also close to the haunted road, and the atmosphere at the station is very uncanny. Well, while traveling, maybe you shouldn't choose the roads where people have vanished before, unless you're a thrill seeker. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.